Hello and welcome back to Ukulele Fun Time. I'm Mark Thomas and today we're going to be looking at the first 4 chords you should learn on the ukulele. Now to start with, obviously you need to learn these diagrams. So we're tuned up, we're ready to go, and all you need to do now is buckle down and learn these chord shapes. The first thing you'll notice is we've got like a grid diagram, and the point of this is to differentiate between the frets and the strings. So the way it's written is if I hold my ukulele up there parallel with that first diagram, you can see you've got a thick line across the top. Now that's the nut, where my white nut, the white nut is this thing here that holds the strings down, and the idea is that the frets which are going across the metal parts are parallel with that nut. And obviously in the diagram, the thinner white lines going across are the frets. If you can see, you've got that first dot down 3 rows, and it's on that first line to your right. And the idea is that that's this, what we call the first string, which is actually the A string. So the A string is this one. It's always the one that's closest to the floor. So if you're not sure and you get confused, the first string or the A string is the one that's closest to the floor. Above your diagram you can see the tuning written down A, E, C, G. So all you need to do is really memorize those notes, A, E, C, G. That will give you a little bit of a head start. So when we go back to the diagram, you can see there's a number also below the diagram which says number 3. It's quite small, but you can just about see it. So number 3 means that you use the 3rd finger. And the idea is the first finger is going to be the one next to the thumb, 2nd, 3rd, and the little is the 4th finger. So you place your 3rd finger, if you 1, 2, 3, and you're going to place it on the 3rd fret. So you can see it's 3 rows down, and you're going to place it on that first line, which is the A string. Once you've got that there, you need to create this C chord shape. So the way I'm holding it down, and I will give you a little bit of a closer view there, you can see there I'm creating this C shape with my thumb on the back of the neck and my 3rd finger pushing down on the fret itself. And the idea is to get the finger as high as possible. So then you're going to strum down and you get a C chord. Now to start with your strum, we're not going to worry about the right hand because we're going to be going over this soon. So the thumb or the finger is fine, or even a plectrum if you want to. There's plenty of ukulele felt plectrums you can get hold of as well, which make it easier. And the idea is just to do something that you find comfortable to start with. So thumb or finger is good to start with. I like using my finger a lot, but sometimes I switch to the thumb if I want a different tone. So there isn't a right or wrong, it's just got to sound good and you've got to be comfortable with it. You've got a lot of work with these chords. So we've got 3rd finger on the C chord, and then you're going to strum down with that 1st finger. And the best way to do is just to stick it out like that. If you can use the thumb, same thing, and you're going to brush the strings ever so gently. And we want to just make sure that our finger's in the right place and that we can hear all the notes. So once we've got that and we know we've got a C chord, you've got your first chord. Congratulations. So first chord underway, C chord. The next thing to do is learn the next chord. And the next chord we're going to look at is A minor. That is another chord that only needs 1 finger. This time though, the finger, if you look at the sheet or the diagram, you can see there's a 2 underneath at the bottom of the diagram. That means you're going to be using the 2nd finger. So if you remember, the 1st is nearest the thumb, 2nd is next. So we're going to place that 2nd finger, and we're going to place it this time, we're going to place it on the G string, which is 4th one up from the bottom. So if we're climbing a ladder, we're climbing those steps. 1st string would be the first run of the ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th string. So this is the one nearest your head, and that is the G string. And then what you're going to do is place your 2nd finger, still keeping that C shape, with your thumb curled round the finger, and that's because we want the finger to stand up as much as possible. And then we're going to strum down. Now that is an A minor. You notice there's not a lot of different sound between the C and the A minor. But there's enough of difference that you can hear there's something different going on there tonally. And the idea really is just to get that muscle memory, so that if you're looking at the diagram and you get that finger in the right place, then look away, take your finger off, wiggle them around, and then try and find that chord again. Really helps because you're trying to memorize that shape while you're finding your fingers, and it is literally about muscle memory. So there's my C chord. Take it off, wiggle them around, and then I'm going to find it again. Obviously I'm doing this fairly quick because I know the chords. You might need to spend more time than me doing that. A minor, so there's the 2nd finger. Okay, then I'm literally leaving it for a little bit, taking my finger off, wiggle them around. Second finger, A minor. I've got to think of the shape. Can I remember it? No. Look at the sheet. No problem. Okay, and then strum again. Now at the moment you can see underneath you've got this one little line that's going up and it says 4/4. That means basic music is 4 beats of the bar. A lot of songs will be in 4 beats of the bar. That means we count every bar by 1, 2, 3, 4. And a bar is just a length of time. So one line means one strum per 4 beats. So the first thing to do between the C and the A minor would be you strum the C and count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In that time you need to be finding the next chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to strum a lot to make it sound musical. What you've got to do is stay consistent with your time. So if you're counting 4 beats and every first beat you're on that next chord, you are changing in time and you'll be able to keep up with anyone in a song. So looking at C, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, A minor 2, 3, 4. Now the next chord, and this progresses with 2 fingers, but if you keep your second finger where it is on the A minor, you can see on the diagram it's the first finger now that needs to be placed on the second string, okay, which is your E string. Same thing, I'm still trying to keep that C shape as much as I possibly can because it raises my fingers above the notes. I strum that and I get an F chord. So nice and slowly we're going to go C, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to find the A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first finger now comes in. 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go to a G chord. And G chord is the first finger on the 3rd string, which is your C string. Second will be on, obviously, that 2nd fret, which will be on the 1st string, which is your A. The 3rd finger is on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret, and then you're going to strum all the way down. Now that is the hardest chord to get. A lot of people don't like that chord when they first start out because you're using more than 1, more than 2. You're using 3 fingers. So the more fingers you use to start with, it is more complicated. That is the last chord in the order of the 4 chords. So that would be the last one that you need to spend time on. And the idea really with any of these chords to start with is just spend time on that one shape for a bit. And it would be like strumming the chord and play a little game with yourself. Take your fingers away and see if you can remember where to put them. And the more you do that, the more the memory starts to catch on quick and you'll be able to get to those chords quicker. So G chord is a difficult chord, and a little tip really would be put your fingers down in the finger order. 1, 2, 3. If you're consistent with that and you put them down in finger order every time on every chord, this is for every chord you learn as well, then you'll find that there's a pattern. Your brain picks up that pattern a lot quicker and you'll change quicker. So the C chord, 3rd finger, the A minor, the 2nd finger, then we're putting the 1st finger on that second string on the E string on the 1st fret for F, and then we're going to strum 1, 1st finger on the 3rd, 2nd finger on the 1st string on the 2nd, 3rd finger on the 2nd string on the 3rd fret, G. Okay, I know that's quite a lot to take in, but as long as you understand the diagrams and which way the strings and the frets go, it will be fairly straightforward to learn. You just have to pace yourself and take your time. So just one more time, slowly, these chords. So you've got C chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the F, 1, 2, 3. Then the G, 1, 2, 3, 4. The really important thing about all these chords when you're learning them is that they've got to sound clear and precise and your fingers are staying out of the way. And to test yourself, you can always pluck the notes individually. And if you've got any notes that don't sound right, then you know that you've got to move your fingers around, get that C shape. And if it sounds clearer, spend some time on that chord where it sounds clear. Enjoy the sound. It's such a beautiful sound, the ukulele, just playing these very simple chords. So I hope that helps. Obviously, subscribe, you get more videos, and I will put up as many as I possibly can. And this is kind of following a course. Obviously, you know that I teach quite a few different instruments as well if you've been to my channel before, so this will really help those people that want to start playing ukulele, whether it's a first instrument or second instrument. And it's a beautiful instrument to learn, so spend some time on it. Just chill out, enjoy it, and with a little bit of practice, there's a lot of reward. Okay, so until next time, see you soon. Take care. Thank you.